Hey, this is talking about Necrons. I'm God Smasher Bot. Okay, today it's about the Deceiver. Sorry I haven't done this as regular as possible, but I've been in the middle of making a cardboard pylon, because the regular model is like £85, so making a cardboard one. Okay, right, he's the cheaper of the two Catan, 300 points. He's weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 3, strength 9, toughness 8, 5 wounds, initiative 5, so that's 1 better than the Nightbringer. 4 attacks, leadership 10, 4 plus save. He's not as mega in combat as the Nightbringer, although he does have 1 more initiative. But he's still very good in combat. Both Katana are. They're amazing in combat. Don't force him into combat. If you want to go into combat, you can, but he shouldn't be used primarily for that. He's got some good special rules which do lots of stuff, so that's what you need to use him for. Keep him within range and stuff to do those. I'm not sure if they have range, but anyway. Right, let's go through them. His special abilities: Deceive. It requires a line of sight and has a range of 24 inches. It can be used in the shooting phase, seeing as he doesn't have a shooting attack. But slow ballistic skill. Can't be used on a unit within close combat. And the unit takes a morale test or a pinning test. Your choice. So, morale test could make them flee if they fail, and pinning test just makes them stay where they are. Depends what you want to do. If you want to keep them where they are, have them not run away so you can catch up to them, or if you want them driven off the board, get rid of them, you don't want them there, then that can be quite good. Say you've got a Devastator squad near the edge of the board just blasting away at stuff, cause them to run away off the board, can't come back, that's good. Okay, Grand Illusion. This is probably the best one, I think. Once both players have set up, but before anyone moves, you use this. Okay, you nominate a unit, any Necron unit within your army. I think it's just Necrons, but yeah. So nominate a unit on a roll. You roll a dice on a 1 to 3. You get to redeploy that unit, however you want, as long as it follows the rules for the scenario, whatever you're playing. And if you get a 4 to 6, you get to redeploy it and then nominate a second unit. This can end up continuing on until your entire army is redeployed. That's very powerful, especially if you get against something like Nids, who are very dependent on their deployment for getting to close combat as soon as possible. If you have a big Carnifex staring you down, redeploy. You've got something else put there now, like something to gun it down, especially if it's a melee Carnifex or whatever. But it's very useful, very powerful. Okay, next is Dread. If it is not in close combat in the Necron assault phase, instead of making an assault move, the Deceiver can affect perceptions of a single unit with at least one model within 24 inches, so that they regard any unit assaulting them as being particularly terrifying. They take a leadership test, and if it fails, the models in the unit will hit only on a 6 in the ensuing assault. This does not extend to any vehicles, fearless models, or any other model without a leadership characteristic. It's very good. It basically applies the Terrifying Visage rule to anything you want, even if it's not in assault with flayed ones, which is actually very powerful. If you've just got a Lord without any flayed ones, or anything else actually that's good for close combat, like, I don't know, Wraiths or Scarabs even. If your enemy can't hit Scarabs on a 6, unless he rolls a 6, then he gets very annoyed. Very, very annoyed. And it is just so funny to watch them roll endless non-6s. And watch little Scarabs carve up command squads and things. It's funny. Yeah, so that's quite fun to play with. Next is Misdirect. If he does get into close combat, but you don't want him to be, then he can choose to leave combat. And make a fallback move in any direction. The enemy can only consolidate; they can't advance or pursue you. So that's quite good. Meaning you can pick and choose your combats, and if you don't like a combat, if you start to lose, just move out. Simple as that. That's quite good, actually. Yeah. He's the more, I suppose, defensive kind. The Nightbringer is more geared for combat and shooting and war. This guy plays with the enemy's head a bit. He redeploys things. He makes them take morale tests to see if they run away or stay where they are, or if they want to be terrified by something. That's what he does. He plays mind tricks. He's good in combat, as all Catan are, or both Catan, because there's like not more than two. But yeah, he's the cheaper of the two, 300 points. They're both not Necrons, so they don't count to phase out. So always remember to think about what you're doing when you're taking as a Catan, because they're not Necrons, don't count to phase out, as I've said just a minute ago. And yeah, I think that's about it for him. Use his powers wisely. Grand Illusion is very powerful because it lets you redeploy your army. Deceive, you want to chase something down, like use a pinning test on it. If it fails, then you get to like catch up to it before it starts running away again, or make it run away if you want. That's quite good. Dread is quite good, especially if you're going up against some hardcore units like Terminators or something, which if they hit you, you know you're dead. But this helps you survive a bit more, especially with things that aren't Necrons, like Scarabs have said, or Pariahs. Pariahs would be very good for this combo, because they reduce the leadership to 7. So if they fail it, so they're trying to pass this leadership test of a 7, which they don't. Which, I mean, sometimes they will, but 50-50 chance, I suppose. Kind of. 7 is the average thing you'll roll most of the time, so yeah, they can. If they fail it, then good. You can assault them quite easily, and they can only hit you on 6s, which will make you survive a lot more easily, and you can carve them up very good. So that's something to consider. For the redeploying thing with the Grand Illusion, I'm not sure if it counts for only Necrons, or it can be used on any unit in your army, even like Pariahs and Scarabs and stuff. But yeah, try it out. Ask your opponent to see what they go for. Misdirect is very good. Pick and choose your combats, which is what you want to do with this guy. He's not the main combat unit, but he's still very good. It just gives you a bit more flexibility for what you want to do. Instead of having something charge you, you don't really want it to charge you. You want to do something else, so you can leave combat and have something else shoot it. So you're not locked with it, and you can easily destroy it more. Yeah, he's very good. 300 points. Most people I've read about on the Catan support group, I'll put a link up, don't worry, they kind of go for him. He's got more powers, and some people like that. I personally prefer the mega killiness of the Nightbringer, but this guy has his good things as well. I mean, the Nightbringer and 2 squads of 10 warriors can fit into 720 points, meaning that you can fit it into a tiny army even. This guy, 300 points, plus the 2 squads of Necrons, that's 660 points total. Smaller army yet. You could probably fit it into 750 points. Now, that in such a small game is very, very powerful. It's unbelievably powerful. It's insane. So that can be really good. Right, next time I shall be moving on to different strategies and things, and maybe getting onto Apocalypse units once I've got some data sheets. I'm making a pylon. I'll put a thing up about that later when it's finished. Bye for now. The Deceiver's not bad. The Nightbringer's good as well. Choose whichever one you want. Hope you enjoyed these videos about the Catan. Bye.